Hey guys, GamingTechy here again, and today I have something that I'm really been excited for over the last few weeks. I'm excited for a few reasons, but we have the sequel to the Nvidia Shield TV. And I know you're going to say, well, it has the same internals and it's pretty similar, blah, blah, so on and so forth, but this device, the Shield TV, and the existing Shield TV, which we'll have for a comparison, is one of my favorite devices I've ever purchased for streaming TV. I mean, I've tried all different sorts of solutions over the years, from Windows Media Center PCs to different boxes and different machines. And I could honestly say that the original Shield TV is and still the fastest, one of the best devices I've ever used for a television. I mean, that thing has no give in it. Nvidia did a fantastic job with it, and I'm really excited to unbox the new one because while I'm going to still keep the original one in my bedroom, I'm now going to have one in my living room as well to replace the Android TV interface on the Sony 930C that I have, because it's slow and it's hard to go into the bedroom and use the super fast Shield when you have the same interface, just slower, on the Android TV for the Sony TV. So I'm getting this. I'm also planning on doing some HDR streaming for my PC. The streaming has really gotten better over the last couple of years. I have this massive PC under my desk, and I've recently wired the whole place with Cat 6 cable, so the streaming is flawless. So I'm really looking forward to some HDR 4K streaming. Only a couple of games right now have HDR. Hitman next week is going to have HDR. Hitman 2016. Warrior something. One other game has it right now. So it'd be cool to stream these in 4K, and I'm really looking forward to using it as a device on the TV. So let's move the camera down a little bit. Not that much. Let's get to the unboxing. So this is the box. We got the Shield TV 2016 Saves 4K HDR. Now, if you're somebody who has the old model and doesn't need to upgrade a new television, they have tabs here to make it easier to open it. There's no reason to jump ship. In fact, you could actually get the controller from the new one and pair it with the old device, and once the old one updates, there's going to be no need to get the new one. In fact, the old one also, one of my only gripes with this one, which I'm going to try to get it paired up with my Logitech Harmony 1, is the fact that the old one has an IR blaster or an IR receiver, and it was able to be controlled by Harmony remotes. Now this one does not have that, so I'm going to try to connect it via Bluetooth, which is possible, and that might solve my problem. So I'll keep everyone updated on that specific issue if anyone else has tried or has solutions. There are some solutions if you want to do Bluetooth for the original one, but we'll see. It has to be really smooth because this is going to be my main living room device. So there you have it. We have the Shield TV 17. Some dust on it. That's weird. Size comparison. I mean, look at this thing. It's like half the size. I mean, again, the original wasn't that big, but the fact that they can cram all that power into here. Is it an X1? I believe the X1 is in the Nvidia Shield. It's on the box. Yep, Tegra X1, 256 core Nvidia graphics. I mean, this is like, graphics-wise, it can do about PS3 level graphics. I mean, in a small device like this, that's incredible. It can do 4K HDR. It can do all that stuff. And it actually has Amazon on it now. I think that kind of completes the apps that most people are going to use. I mean, I put Amazon onto my original one, so that's like no big deal. You know what? This new remote actually does feel a little bit different. It's a little bit thicker, and it does got a nice feel. This one has an IR blaster now. It's a little bit thicker if you have the original. Premium feel all around. Really solid device. Still has the microphone and all that. If you lift up the box, you get, I think, one of the stars of the show for this one is going to be the new controller, from what I've heard. And man, this thing feels so much better than the original ones, with haptic feedback, all sorts of the joysticks. I mean, this is actually pretty fantastic. It has an audio jack for headphones if you want to be silent in the living room. It has significantly better battery life than the original one, and the feel is just significantly better. It's almost like going from a PS2 controller to a PS3 controller, if that makes sense. Oh, sorry, PS3 controller to a PS4 controller with the long one. And I'm a huge fan of the PS4 controller. I game with it on my PC, so that's definitely high praise coming from me. Again, charges, micro USB, really just good feel. And this is the one that's going to have the always-on Google feature for Assistant. This may make me put my Google Home in my bedroom and use this exclusively in the living room. We'll see kind of how it works. Like, does the TV have to turn on? You know, I still have a lot of questions. I'm going to have to do a lot of testing with it. As a good comparison, and don't get me wrong, I actually like the original Shield controller. I have 5 or 6 of them for, you know, gaming with friends on the Shield TV, which I ended up not doing all that much. Good feel. It's a good PC controller too. A little low on the battery, but Wi-Fi Direct for this one. I think this one might be Bluetooth, but this one already has a much better feel than the original one. And again, in the bedroom, I'll still be using this one, and it does have a good feel. It is a nice controller too. So don't get me wrong with that. Other things in the box: micro USB cable. I have 1,000 Nvidia micro USB cables from all my Shield devices over the years, and we have a power. A little chunky. I wonder if this. I don't think it can be moved around at all. A little chunky, kind of annoying. It's going to take up. I have to stick off the end or take up a large portion of it. But yeah, beggars can't be choosers. And looks like no HDMI cable and a small guide. I won't need that, but small guide there. And then you have the quick start guide. What does it say? Plug it in. And the last thing I want to show you guys is the port selection on the back. I assume it has HDMI 2.0. I mean, if it's doing HDR, I assume it has HDMI 2.2. So you have a fan vent here, then you have two USB 2 ports, an HDMI 2.2. Am I missing anything? There's 2.2 and HDP 2.2 also. Oh, HDMI 2B and HDCP 2.2 with HDR. So I mean, that's going to be nice. Ethernet port key for game streaming. I mean, that's very important. And then another USB for, well, not USB, but the plug, the power. So there you have it. This is the new Shield. I'm really looking forward to streaming. I'm going to be streaming 4K HDR to my 4K HDR television. This is the first time in a really long time since I had my X34 Predator with the ultra wide with G-Sync that I would actually rather maybe play some games on the TV. So I lose out on G-Sync, but I mean, with my 2 Titan XPs, I should really be able to get in some of these games like 4K HDR, like playable frames, and this can stream 4K. Both of these can stream 4K, 4K 60 frames per second, so that's with HDR, which is incredible. So the only way I'm going to get to test HDR gaming, PC HDR gaming, because I have the PS4 Pro and the HDR gaming has been good on that, is actually going to be streaming to this. So that's going to be a lot of interesting tests to do. My network is now all set up, and I have the bandwidth to get 4K HDR across it. Everything's Cat 6 wired, so pretty short connections too. So I think it's going to be a really good experience. I'm like super excited to test this out, and like and subscribe. I'll be keeping updates on stuff like that and maybe requesting specific videos of it. This controller feels nice. Alright, so take it easy and let me know what's up.